Good morning to y'all. I got a couple of talking points today that I want to go over. We're going to start here on the euro dollar. You see my target has been hit. Got our entry on the break of this structure here. Little demand pocket formed. We pulled back into it. I got my entry. And you see this little whipsaw action actually hit my profit target before. Pulling back down all the way, going up to it again. And that's actually reflected really well in the dollar index here. Taking it back out to the 4-hour time frame, you see this nice gap away, immediate return, and then sellers come back in and push it lower. So I just started on the euro dollar because it gives you a little bit better picture of what actually happened. We can take a look at this gap on the 1-hour chart of the dollar index. Gap away, kind of consolidated for a minute, push back up, first sellers come back in. So that's talking point number one. Number two, we're going to go look at the S&P. And as you can see, this morning we have gapped up and getting a little bit of follow through. The momentum kind of looks like it's waning a little bit because this was a pretty strong first hour. The second hour is a little bit weaker. See, sellers pushed the price about halfway back down, and now we have this candle open. So we'll see where this wants to take us. We pull her out to the higher time frames. See that gap? It looks good, and that this candle looks strong. If you're not looking at the lower time frames, as of right now, that candle does look strong. But if we take her over to the dollar yen, we're not really seeing that risk sentiment follow through. I guess you could say the dollar yen is advancing here, especially if we pull it to a lower time frame. It is advancing, but usually when we see equity indexes moving higher, we see the dollar yen moving higher. But in all reality here, we're still in this range for a little bit. Had a couple of false breaks, but we're right back at equilibrium. So one of these needs to revert to the mean, be it the dollar yen or the S&P. And my thought is that it's going to be the S&P that's going to follow the risk sentiment set by the dollar yen. But that remains to be seen. And what I would like to see occur is a strong break of this consolidation, break these lows, break these wicks, the lows set by these wicks, and then pull back into this structure here and run it down. And I could see that occurring on the S&P because we have a couple of gaps to fill. Exhibit number 1 and exhibit number 2. So if the sellers start to come in, we could see dollar yen decline as well. Maybe would once we close that gap, we could see the dollar yen break below that consolidation, and then maybe we pull back up in the S&P, make a double top, and then that's meeting my entry. We're testing the bottom side of the structure on a pullback to a double top in the S&P, and then we run it back down to fill this gap on the S&P, and maybe all the way back down here, maybe down to here to pick up the demand down there. And then, so that's that. And then I just had the euro yen hit my target. I got in right around here. Came back down off this this consolidation right here. We saw a break. Market returns to equilibrium. Kind of consolidates around here. Tests it again. Buyers come in. Test these highs. Chop around. False break. Return back to equilibrium down here. Break through these highs. And then you see a clear swap, a structure right here. Buyers come back in, push it up, and I got out right before all this up in here. Don't want any part of that. As I've been saying, I'll let the market tell me what it wants to do up there. And then we have the last thing I need to go over would be pound Aussie. Still alive in this one. This one's just been toying with me. Seeing a couple false breaks of this structure right here. But we have made another move back down, and take it to a lower time frame, you can't see what I'm talking about here. We had this false break, couldn't sustain it. This one actually broke these highs right here, couldn't sustain that one either, and now we're back down below right here. So looking to run this thing back down. I might consider closing it down here. If we get back down here, it'd still be roughly at 4-1 down by these lows, because I could definitely see it double bottoming. See that a little bit more on the higher time frames, but you could easily see, you know, that nice double bottom like that for a move higher. What currency pair was it that did that? Was it the euro yen that had that nice double bottom? No, I don't believe that was the euro yen. Thought it was a yen pair. Yes, dollar yen. You kind of see what I'm talking about here. This double bottom looks exactly like what could be forming over there on the pound Aussie. Just that, followed by that. Tell me if that looks familiar to you. Pretty much the exact same thing. So I'm going to be very cautious down here. I'm going to be looking at the lower time frames, trailing my stop to like as tight as I can. Maybe I'll just manually close it without letting it come back up and hit my stop if there's nothing to tuck it above. But yeah, that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on this week. For the rest of the week, I'm just kind of interested to see how this S&P dollar yen thing plays out. So hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the trading week, and take care.